Good morning. We are live. It's been a couple weeks. I kind of feel out of sorts. It's weird when you get into a routine of doing something and then you don't do it for a while. It felt weird today getting this all set up. So that's interesting. See, we'll give a few minutes. People start to pop in. Hopefully, they got some notifications. And I had some. I'm just kind of working on my computer. Seems to be giving me some issues again today, which I'll discuss what happened on Monday. I was about ready to go live on Monday and things happened. So how is everybody doing? Welcome to those who are watching the replay. If you're watching the replay and you want to add some tidbits, I love comments. Leave some comments down below. Let me know you're watching, and excuse me. I said I was going to get something to drink, and I'm like, oh, I'll be fine. I'm only going to do an hour show today. And I have a feeling I'm going to wish I had something to drink because my throat is all of a sudden got really itchy just before I hit the go live button. So hopefully I don't find myself coughing all the time, which, it's par for the course for me here on this channel. I do have a soda left over from yesterday, or a water from last night. I worked until 6 last night in here. So I guess worst comes to worst, I could take a sip from this. Who knows what may have crawled back into it though. Leaving a tidbit and going back to sleep. Night night. Hey Tommy, thanks for dropping in. I saw you at a show last night. Actually, I woke up around midnight and went to the little girls' room, and I was like, all right, are you still really tired to go back to sleep, or do you want to jump on Tommy's show and listen in? And I said, oh no, you're going back to sleep. I probably wouldn't be able to last very long. Which is actually a perfect timing for me to, if I would have been able to be awake, because my husband is currently in Pennsylvania at the Great American Outdoors Show or something like that it's called. So I get the bed to myself. So it's great. I can actually listen to something in the middle of the night, or, maybe guess not the middle, but, and listen to things and not have to worry about him being bothered by it, or him. Usually at midnight, he's watching TV. He's up to like 2 a.m. every day. I fall asleep around 9 and he falls asleep around 2 a.m. But he gets up at like 10 a.m. and I get up at like 5 a.m. So it's actually kind of nice. I get some nice quiet time to myself before he gets up. Normally, I get quiet time, but my in-laws are still here with me. Something that I thought was going to be 2 weeks is now on month 4, I think. Wait a minute, November, December, January. Yeah, we're going through month 4 right now. Hopefully they get to close on their house soon. Something that is a cash sale. I have no idea why it's taken so long. Honestly, I do have an idea. It is the seller's lawyer is dragging their feet. So originally we were all blaming it on COVID because the office got COVID, but they ended up going on vacation after they got COVID. And it's just been really, really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. All right, actually, let me go grab something right around the corner. I know people are going to pop in. They're going to be like, where's Tamara? I'm going to go grab a new can of something to drink because my throat is going to end up making me cough. I'm moving quickly. Was that fast enough? Today I've got some bubbly. Hey, good morning, Sandy. Sorry, I don't know why I didn't grab something to drink beforehand, but I don't want to have to keep coughing. Hopefully whatever's tickling it, I can soothe it with a little bit of bubbly. So how is everybody doing? I haven't been online in the last couple weeks. So I'll give you an update. Last week, I started my inventory check. I had so many totes. I had just so much stuff surrounding me. And every year it takes like a month for me to get through everything. And I said, this year, I don't want it to be a whole month. So I focused on getting it done sooner. I think I'm on, well, today would be Today's Wednesday. So it's probably been at least 2 weeks I've been actively doing it. Not full time, like not every day, all day. Yeah, I've been taking days to go do other stuff. So today, I'm hoping I finish it up actually this morning. I only got 3 totes left. One of them is right here next to me. So I'm hoping I can get that all done and be done with that. So that's why I didn't end up going live last week. The other thing is, I kind of been taking a break because even though I've been doing the inventory, I've been getting up when I want, I've been sitting and having coffee in the morning. I've just been kind of taking my time. Oh, can you guys hear me? I forgot my microphone was like way up there because I moved it so I could not have it be in my way when I was doing inventory. And then, so Monday I said, okay, I'm going to go live on Monday. I'm going to package orders. I had quite a few orders, 2 IKEA bags full. So I had quite a few orders. So I thought I'll go on. That was the other thing. Last Monday I only had 3 orders. So I was like, oh, do I want to go live for 3 orders? I got so much stuff to do. And I got to tell you that sometimes like coming up with stuff to talk about is challenging. I don't know how you do it, Tommy. To be able to talk for as long as you do, but sometimes it's really difficult to come up with stuff to talk about. And that's like today, because I'm not packaging today. So I'm like, okay, I gotta find things to talk about for a whole hour. And now stuff I've talked about a bazillion times on here. I'm trying not to like repeat myself all the time. And that's what I find with my travel time chit chat. I feel like I'm still battling the same topics in my mind all the time. So I've been trying to cut back on that too. So Monday I said, okay, I'm going to go live. And we had a brownout here at our house. So the power was like half what it normally is. So we went around and turned off everything and made sure just, things that were necessary, like the refrigerator, we're running. And so I came down here and I turned on some stuff and everything seemed to still work okay. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and go live. Well, the brownout turned into a blackout. So I think that the power company must have had to turn off whatever was causing the brownout to fix it. And then for about an hour it was off. So I ended up missing the time frame I would have normally done my live. So I ended up not going live on Monday. So here I am today. Hey, good morning, David. How are you doing? Wow, you've caught me like the last few times I've come live. So that's pretty cool. So I have a few gosh, I can't even talk today. A few topics that I wanted to kind of bring up in my reselling news. So I was like, well, what am I going to talk about? Well, let's see what's going on in the world of reselling. So I went on to a group I'm a member of, and people post every day like reselling news. So I looked over the last couple of days and pulled up a few things. One of them was that Fedex, I don't know if you guys use Fedex, but Fedex is suspending their domestic express freight services. So if you do any freight, they're doing that. They're suspending that for a little while because of COVID. I guess they got a lot of employees with the Omicron variant are out. I don't use the freight services. I don't do anything that's that big. I think that if you sell big things on Amazon or on Amazon, well, Amazon too, but like on eBay, I did freight once when I sold a swimming pool, but I don't think it went express. I'm pretty sure it didn't go express. So, but it did go freight because it was huge and it was so heavy. I couldn't drop it off. Like when I set it up on the FedEx website, pickup was the only option. And then I had to like pay for them to pick it up, which I was making buco bucks on that. So it was really no big deal. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys was, let me share my screen, was this article. I thought it was kind of interesting, and it brings me to another topic I wanted to talk about today, which is building your business. So if you're looking at making your business bigger than what it currently is. So this article from CNBC called Make It. So this 35-year-old mom quit her job to work on her eBay side hustle full-time and made 141 million in sales last year. So when you read through this article, which I'm not going to read here, but I just wanted to tell you that what happened was, I'll kind of summarize it. She started on eBay with a couple $100 and then turned it into obviously a multi-million-dollar business because she moved away from eBay. She started on eBay, but as her business grew, She actually created her own website right here called Pink Lily, and her husband ended up quitting their jobs and did this over a 10-year span. So I just want to show you her warehouse though. So this is her warehouse in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It is one of the largest employees, or the largest employee in Bowling Green. But look how big this is. It's all clothing. So she started out buying wholesale, selling her clothes on eBay wholesale. And she goes, I didn't know what to price it. I just priced it at what I felt was a reasonable price. Then took that money and reinvested it and kept reinvesting it. She actually from Kentucky would fly to California and meet with her vendors. And then it looks like she's got her own line of clothing now or something like that. And sells. And she also has a brick and mortar store. So it kind of is interesting to think. I wonder if this is some of her clothesline. Yep, here's her resort collection. So yeah, so they design their own clothes now. So it's definitely something that some people are like, if you're like me, live in a very rural area, I definitely get to the part where I'm like, okay, what can I do? How can I source? Because there's just not a lot of sourcing opportunities here. So wholesale is a great way to source because there's wholesale all over the place and they'll ship to you and whatever. So I can see if you're good into fashion, getting into this, getting into a niche, start selling some products, and the next thing you know, and it doesn't have to be name brand products. It's all in how you can figure out. Let me just move that. How can you market it, right? So I think they said something about they got 100 and let me see if it said on here. It said how many, or maybe it didn't say, but they use Instagram. Oh, she says in 2013, she started a personal Facebook group to market her clothes. She had loyal customers that were coming to her. So she was able to start marketing it through her Facebook group. And it just grew enough for her to say, okay, I'm going to create my own website. And then pretty much moved away from eBay because people in the group that had posted this said that they couldn't find her eBay store. So I'm not sure she sells on eBay anymore, which why would you? If you've grown to be that big of a company, I can see definitely like reap 100% of the profits. Obviously not 100%, but don't give a chunk to something like eBay or the restraints that eBay kind of puts on you, right? You just have a little bit more flexibility and marketing and all that kind of stuff. So that's great. It was a really good thing to read that story and see how big they've become. So if you want to grow to something that big, that's, it's there. It just takes determination and make a business plan and work on it. So let's see, we got Red Dirt Road Resale in the house. Good morning. And Asit. Good morning, Asit. So the other story that kind of goes a little bit on with what I feel like kind of with that. If you're looking at growing your business, have you guys ever thought about using Amazon's multi-channel fulfillment to maximize online growth? Is what this article talks about. And I know personally, if you were here a few weeks ago, I talked a lot about how I'm kind of changing directions from focusing on eBay and even Amazon to kind of starting my own business, creating my own planners and journals and notebooks. Like I'm just going to get more into that. And part of it is I've been trying to decide logistically, what am I going to do with the items? So I want to be able to continue selling on places like Etsy, but that requires me, you would think, right, to have to ship my own items. So either I have to find a fulfillment center, or if I'm going to be listing those same items on Amazon and sending them to Amazon FBA, then why don't I utilize Amazon's multi-channel fulfillment, also known as their MCF? So what happens is you take your items, you send them to Amazon, so you can sell them on the Amazon platform, and then you can also list them, and it is completely legal. Legal in quotes because what's legal? It's within policy, I should say, on eBay and Etsy to have somebody else ship your product. So if you have items in Amazon, you can list them on eBay. And then when it sells, you go to Amazon, you go to your items on Amazon, and you type it in to have it be fulfilled through their multi-channel fulfillment. I got a cough again. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not coming down with something. But it seems to be a morning thing anyhow for me. I'm thinking about changing these shows to the afternoon, just so you guys know. Um, my mornings have been pretty busy, and I just think things are going to be changing here on the channel anyhow. But so back to this. So the multi-channel fulfillment. I have been thinking about this a lot because I know that when it comes to my planners, I seem to do really well on Etsy with stuff. So I'm thinking about possibly when I create my own, and if I order 100 of them, being able to send them to Amazon, because my whole point of doing what I've been kind of leaning towards doing over the last 4 years was, or I should say now 5 years, is the ability to be able to travel. My husband and I love to travel. We're going to be taking off April. We probably won't be around much until October. So from April to October, we're just going to be sporadically gone a lot. And I want to not have to be sitting here shipping stuff. So being able to have somebody else ship that is amazing. Now, I think it's worth looking at other fulfillment centers and finding out what the fees are. I know that there are companies who do stuff similar. I know that there's businesses who sell on Amazon but don't house any of their stuff on Amazon. They do the merchant fulfillment, but they actually have this multi-channel fulfillment companies that actually fulfill their orders for them. So it's kind of taking a look at that and figuring out what would be the best. I mean, I do like the idea of doing Prime, but you can do Prime and be a merchant fulfilled person and still have the Prime logo and have everything be Prime. So there's also, looking at that as an opportunity also. The other thing is along those lines was, do you guys remember about let me accept these cookies. Do you remember, I think it was maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, that eBay looked at doing a fulfillment by eBay. Um, they called it like eBay fulfillment. What did they call it? eBay fulfillment network? Was it EFN maybe? And they looked at that, and I talked to one of their partners. I can't remember what the name of the company was. It was out of Chicago. And I talked to them because I was looking at doing it because I had just started Amazon. And Amazon was going pretty well for me. And I noticed that as I was doing more and more Amazon, I was having to pull away from my eBay business. And I said, I really like the idea of sending stuff into Amazon and having them do all of the inventory, storage for me, and doing all the shipping and stuff. And I said, man, I wish eBay had something similar. Well, and eBay came out with something similar. It was a test project. And I was thinking about it, but at the time, I wasn't big enough. In my opinion, I wasn't big enough. Yeah, I was still growing, still learning what products to source. I think if you're big into wholesale, it was really a great opportunity for you because it could only be new items. It couldn't be anything used. It just, for the costs and stuff, I think you would have had to do more than what I was doing. So I didn't end up jumping in it. I think the test didn't work out very well, but I don't know. There was somebody in one of the eBay groups I was in, Facebook groups, that was in it. I wish I could remember who it was, but I remember them talking about it, and they said I think it seemed like it was going really well for them. But there's this one, but this is in the UK, that just started, this Linworks, that they are going to be having this new integration with eBay fulfillment by Orange Connex, which allows Linux customers to have the visibility of their eBay fulfillment activity, whatever. I'm not going to read it, but it ends up being it's in the UK. So as I was reading this earlier today, I was like, I wonder if they're testing it or if it actually has worked in the UK. So I got to look into that a little bit more, but I would love for eBay to look back into that. And I know some people, and I don't know what you guys think, but I know there's some people who are like, let eBay be eBay. I don't want it to be Amazon. But I think there's a possibility that the platform can be both. Turn on that. I think it can be both. I think that eBay can be eBay, still have, the used market, still really cater to that type of stuff. Kind of like, I kind of feel like that's what Macari really tries to focus on, right? Is the used items. And even though they're well, I should say all their commercials are really focusing on used items. Like, oh, are you using this pillow anymore? No, sell it. Oh, your kid's not using this toy. You're not using this baby stroller. Like, these are the items I see in their commercial. What are pre-owned items? They're not brand new items. And Amazon is primarily brand new items. I mean, you can buy some used items. You can buy used video games and movies and DVDs and I don't know, like, well, I see Scott the Bearded Picker, he sells like DVD, VCR combo, stuff like that. You can sell that on Amazon. I don't, because I don't know. That's just something I just don't really get into. But yeah, you could do that over on Amazon too. So there are used items, but primarily I think when people think of Amazon, they think of brand new items. Why not have the marketplace that really focuses on kind of a mixture of both? And I just know that Amazon's model is so great if you are living in an apartment or things like that where you just don't have the space. Like, I'm so fortunate I have this space right here, but I've not always had space like this, not until we bought this house. So I can't even imagine if I lived in a little tiny apartment. Or my daughter, she lives in an old farmhouse, and she doesn't even have a bathroom on the floor her bedrooms are on. I mean, it's just a very, very small place with a small stone basement. She just doesn't have room. So for her to even start a business, even something similar to like I have, would just be overwhelming. It would be like, where am I going to put all this stuff? So the idea that you can send your stuff and let somebody else house it it's just an amazing thing. I just love it. And that's what I want. I want to get rid of all this and not have any of it here. Good morning, Holly. I was just talking about Kentucky. One of the stories I was sharing was out of Bowling Green earlier. And good morning, Charlie, the drunken thrifter. Oh, I was reading something. Did you guys? My sister sent this to me this morning. I'm going to pull it up here. I'm not going to read it all because it's really long. But you saying Charlie being the drunken thrifter just made me think of this. But it was a little thing that said the last words of Steve Jobs, right? So Steve Jobs. He talked about, well, maybe should I read it? Maybe I should read it. It's kind of long. But he says, I have reached the summit of success in the world of business. In the eyes of others, my life is a success. However, aside from work, I had little joy. In the end, wealth is just a fact I am used to. At this moment, lying on my hospital bed, remembering my whole life, I realize that all the gratitude and wealth in which I took so much pride has vanished and become meaningless in the face of imminent death. You can hire someone, excuse me, you can hire someone to drive your car or make money for you, but it's impossible to hire someone to deal with sickness and die for you. Material things lost can be found, but there is one thing that can never be found when it is lost, and that is life. Whatever stage of life we are currently in, with time, we will face it in the end. We will face it the day the curtain closes. Love your family, spouse, and friends. Treat them right. Cherish them. As we get older and wiser, we slowly realize, now this is what made me think of you, Charlie, only because of your name. As we get older and wiser, we slowly realize that wearing a $300 or $30 watch both give the same hour. Whether we have a $300 or $30 wallet or purse, the amount inside is the same. Whether we drive a $150,000 car or a $30,000 car, the road and distance are the same, and we arrive at the same destination. That we drink a bottle of wine at $1,000 or $10, hangover is the same. That's what made me think of you, Charlie. Because of the drunken thrifter. So whether you're going to drink $1,000 bottle of wine or a $10 bottle, you're still going to get the same type of hangover. So it goes on to talk about the house that we live in is 300 or 1,000 square feet. The loneliness is the same. You will realize that your true inner happiness does not come from material things of this world. So it goes on. It talks longer. So I'm going to stop because it got to the point I wanted to talk about. But I have been talking to one of my siblings who works all the time. She's so worried she's not going to have enough money for retirement and is constantly working to build up that retirement fund. At what point do you live life for today and not worry so much always about tomorrow, right? You got to still worry a little bit about tomorrow. But if you always are worrying about tomorrow, you've let days, weeks, months, and years go by without living those times. She is working all the time, all the time, 7 days a week, all the time, 12-hour days. I'm just like, when you look back the last 10 years, what have you done with it? Like, all you have done is looked towards wealth, look towards making money. And whether or not this is really, I mean, I should probably fact check this, whether or not Steve Jobs even really wrote that. It does make you wonder if he did and he was laying on his hospital bed looking back saying, geez, all I've done is work to make all this money for Apple. Did he ever really live life? Like, yeah, he probably traveled a lot, but it was probably in response to traveling for Apple. So I think it's just really um, finding a middle ground. I know a lot of people, when they start a reselling business, you realize, especially if you've quit your job or you had lost your job and you're going to replace it with reselling. I know that when I first started doing this, I think lately I've backed off a little bit more. Well, a lot more, not a little bit, a lot more. But when I first started, I was working like 60, 70 hours a week, like working all the time. But you kind of had to get it going. And I understand that when you get it going. But at some point, you need to, because you need to step back and enjoy life. And I think that's one of the reasons that we love reselling so much, right? We get that freedom of not having a boss and not having to have um, a time clock. If I want to take time off to go have lunch with my husband, I just have to ask myself permission. And you have to give yourself permission. Go have lunch. Go play the game with your child. Go to their game. I go watch their soccer game or whatever it is that they're playing. Basketball right now, maybe. Um, Give yourself permission to take that time off to go do that. And then while you're there, put your phone down. I was just watching yesterday as I was doing my inventory, a movie called 7 Pounds with Will Smith. I don't know if any of you have seen that, but I won't give the whole story away. But his wife died in a car accident. And when they finally show the car accident, like three-fourths through the movie, he's on his cell phone at the time of it. So he's driving and something pinged on his phone and he had to look at it and read it and he ended up crashing. And his wife was kind of saying like, oh, put your phone down and work can wait. And how often do we are so embraced like, oh, something sold, we got to check and see what it is, right? You can check in a half hour and see what it is. You don't have to check right then and there. So sometimes giving everybody who's in your presence just that undivided attention is really worth it. Hi, good morning, MD Picker. Welcome, welcome. So Charlie says, it's why I do what I love and it gives me freedom to not have regrets. Exactly. But I don't know if you feel like it, Charlie, either, but sometimes I got to remind myself that's why I do what I do. Sometimes I get so engrossed and I'm so involved. Like this last week when I'm down here doing inventory, I come down at 7 in the morning and I don't go back upstairs till 7 or 8 at night. And I mean, they're long days, but first of all, I don't know, for some reason I kind of I love it. I love this balance and checks, and I've always been like a numbers person. And I will tell you though, since I've been doing inventory, I have found 30 to 40 items that are not listed anymore on eBay. They were listed at one point, but they're no longer listed. So somehow eBay ghosted my listings. No idea how or why that happened. They're not items that sold and then the person never paid and it got canceled and never relisted. That's not what happened. Because I would know if they had sold. Like I would remember that they'd sold because I always check my solds every day. But yeah, so I'm like, man, there's amazing how many items I have found that are not listed. And what stinks even more is some of these are Christmas items. And I'm like, were they listed during Christmas season or were they gone before then? If it didn't take me so long to do my inventory, I probably would do it twice a year. But taking two weeks off just to focus on this because I haven't really listed anything new. The only thing I've listed new, honestly, are like, let's say I had 4 of something and I had multiples of something and I found something in my tote that wasn't listed anymore. I did go back and look and relisted if it had sold or for some maybe my count was off at the time And so when the last one sold, I didn't realize it was not the last one. I had another one. So those type of things I was able to find and go and relist. Some things I was able to go into other platforms. I was able to go into Etsy. I was able to go to Facebook Marketplace, and I was able to find the item. And so to not make myself have to go take pictures and relist it again, I went to those platforms and I was able to grab them and cross post it and stuff like that. So those are pretty much the only new things I've put up anytime recently are those. Um, Charlie says, I have the right. I have to force myself to be social sometimes. Yes. Yeah, that's me. We had some friends over Saturday, just for the heck of it. We're actually supposed to put up our sugar lines for the maple season is going to be coming upon us. And it was really cold. We've gotten snow. It's still been in like the teens. I think it's 21 right now. It was in the teens a little while ago. It's supposed to get into the 30s today. But we probably have maybe 18 inches of snow, I'd say. Probably 18 inches. So we decided, yeah, let's just wait. Snow will melt. And plus, hopefully, the temperature will pick up before they go out. And I'm not going to do it, but they can go out and do it. Hook up all the lines and all that. But yeah, so we had some friends over though. Anyhow, we said, well, still get together for dinner and have pizza and wings and all that. And it's nice. I told was it my mother I was mentioning, or maybe it was my mother-in-law? I said, I'm the type of person who I don't mind getting together with people, but I got to be in the mood. And I don't like to say, hey, let's get together Saturday night. Like today's Wednesday. I don't want to say, let's get together Saturday night because Saturday might come and I'll just be like antisocial. Like, I don't want to get together now. I'm just not in the mood. I want to be by myself. I want to go do this or that or something else. So I don't like to plan in advance. I'm more of the, hey, it's 4 o'clock. Wouldn't it be nice to have some company for dinner tonight? Let's invite people over. I'm more of that type of person, which is not very good when it comes to socialness. Hey, good morning, Greg. How are you doing today? How is your reselling going? How's everyone else's going? I see some people in the Facebook groups talking about how their sales are so bad, and then I see other ones saying, "Oh, I had the best day ever." One person had in one of the groups I'm in, had 300 things to ship out yesterday. I was like, "Holy smokes, 300! That's really good." I don't know what they sell, but 300 is really good for eBay sales right now. I mean, I think 300, that would be really good. My sales are kind of like this. They're just up and down. Although I have to say I haven't been listing really. So what I have been doing is I've been editing every single listing. I have really been lowering my prices considerably. Something that was $25, I'll drop down to $15. And they're selling. I've been selling quite a bit. Some things, it's amazing. I'll be like, where did I ever come up with this price? Why was I asking $48 for that? Right? It's probably only worth 20. Um, but when I look at comps and I see something is selling between 20 and $50, I go for the $50 because you never know. But I really should be better at revisiting that at least probably once a month, just kind of taking a look at those listings and saying, okay, it didn't sell for the 48. Let's drop it down to 40 or 39, or just kind of looking around, especially when I pay 25 cents for something and I have that huge wiggle room of price. So I dropped some prices and things. The things I've been selling are things that I have dropped prices on. Actually, what do we got? 25 minutes left. Let me pull up my sold. Let me show you some of the things I sold recently that I was just like, that was a good sale. And actually, let me pull up Etsy because I sold a couple really nice things on Etsy. Sign out. I'm in the wrong account. Sign in. My computer is so slow. Let's see. Charlie says, some friends at the bar when I arrive, what did you sell today? Others, oh Lord, he's talking eBay again. Yes, exactly. Isn't that funny? I feel like that with my kids. They're just like, okay, Mom, we know you resell. Every now and then I'll send my daughter like, look what I just sold, especially if she knows about the item, especially if she gave me the item because she gave me some items last summer. So I've been telling her as they've been selling. So Greg says sales are about the same. Some days are better than others. Yeah, what you just said. Yep, going up and down. It's been really crazy. All right, so this is what I got the package today. I know I normally package with you guys, so I figured I'd show you. Oh, and by the way, see my little up here in the corner, powered by StreamYard? Yeah, I downgraded my thing. I'm not making enough right now in my revenue from YouTube. What am I at, like $30? And StreamYard is like 25 or something. So I said, yeah, I'm just going to downgrade because I'm just not going live enough to. Who cares if I have my little icon up there? All right, so Dukes of Hazzard. I had picked this up for $7. This was something you'll see everything now has like even dollars amounts. So if it says even, that means I've lowered the price. I always play the game of like $14.99 instead of 15. But with my editing, everything, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do even dollars amounts. So this one I had gone higher. I picked this up at Walmart for $7, Dukes of Hazzard. It was back when, the country was getting woke and they were canceling so much stuff a couple years ago. I picked up a bunch of these, and this one was just sitting here. For some reason, nobody jumped on this Dukes of Hazzard. So I dropped it. I was probably asking 30 at the time, so half price. I'm really dropping my prices to clear stuff out. Decided just to drop my price instead of running sales. I've tried to run sales in the past. Well, I've always run sales in the past. I just don't feel like I get a lot of sales from my sales. So I said, I'm just going to price it cheap and let's move it out. This costume, which I thought I was sold out. This was something I relisted. I realized that I had more of. Who's selling a costume, a fireman costume in February? Maybe it's a Valentine's surprise. I don't know. I better get that out today, huh? Some planner stuff, some Valentines. I dropped the price on these. Actually, I picked these up 3 years ago for 10 cents a piece. They were 90% off at Dollar General. So they were originally $1 and I paid 10 cents. I have got so many. I picked up so many of them. Well, you'll see I got 7, 6, and 7 of these, but I've got other designs. So I did sell these, ship them off. I actually ended up sending them priority mail. And then I posted on a local Facebook group that I have some of these. I said I put them up as 2 for $1. I said, unless you're, financially strapped, let me know and you can get them for free, because I don't want kids to show up on Valentine's Day and not be able to have other Valentines to hand out to their friends. So I'll give them away. At this point, I want them out of here. They'll go free. I even put them on my Facebook group. Said, you just pay shipping if I need to ship them to you, and you can have whatever you want. So if anybody wants Valentines, let me know. I'll send them to you. So Spartacus, this was a Black Friday deal I picked up a couple years ago, in 2020, this one. And it sold for $34.95. So I was pretty happy with that. I hadn't adjusted that price yet. So as you can see, it's still $95. But here's this, $6, 22. This Grogu, all right, I paid $7 for it. This calendar, 28. So all these things, 18. Again, you see this 00. These are all things that I just lowered the price on and they sold. That blanket, this collector's plate, it went all the way to Canada. That was one of my own things. Planning stuff. Okay, this is all regular price. Purell. I was selling this on Amazon back when everybody was buying Purell in early 2020. They were buying the Purell hand gel, the hand sanitizer, because it was so hard to find. But I picked up this soap, and people were paying ridiculous amounts of money for hand soap on Amazon. I still had 4 of them left. This is the last of them. I marked it down, $15. So if in a normal life, I would have just taken that and used it for myself. My daughter works for a soap company, so we get soap for free. So I didn't keep it for myself. But many times I did come up with some like toothpaste that I had listed, and I'm like, oh, I'll just use this. So I actually just delisted it. A planner, a shirt, which this person now wants to return. See right here, return details. So that's coming back to me. But you can see $15. I lowered it. This $5. So this is what I've been selling lately that you guys haven't seen. I haven't been packaging. I've been just kind of did sell this Lego set. I paid $48 for it. I sold it for $75. I lowered the price on that. I had it, I think, at $100. It's a big box. This is a big box. I had a Franken box to fit it into one of those larger like jacket boxes. I sold some LA Rams paper plates and napkins. Of course, they're playing this weekend in the Super Bowl, so I was happy to sell that, $25. Sold these salt and pepper shakers for $15. Sold these beehives that my mom makes, which I had to run to her house because I didn't have any more of the small one. So this lady bought a set of these Pioneer Woman. I picked these up for $3 at Walmart. Sold them for $25 or $24.78. She had bought this, and this is her second purchase. She received them and loved them, and she came back and bought another set. I got one more left. So yeah, so this is what I've been. This one was canceled. This person bought these, and then they asked for shipping. I didn't even have international shipping set up on this, but they bought it, and then they said, "How much is it to ship to Canada?" And I'm like, "Why are you even able to buy it if I don't have international shipping?" I don't usually set up international shipping on stuff that is like, I don't even know if I can send something like this to Canada. So I ended up sending them an invoice with how much it was going to cost, and they said, "Oh, that's too much," and they wanted to cancel. And I was like, "Good," because honestly, I didn't want to sell it to you anyhow, because I don't know if I can even send that to Canada. Sorry. So this is what I've been selling, but I also wanted to show you these. I hope it doesn't show their address. Let me make sure. Well, no. So I sold this. Let me pop it up here. So this was on my. So my husband found this. We were thrifting in Virginia, and he found this wooden box. It's got all these carvings in it, and he's like, he says, "Hey," he sent me a picture of it. And he goes, "It's only $5." And I said, "Oh, you'll get it." So this was 4 years ago. So we've been using this in our living room. We put candy in it, so when the neighbor kids come over, they can go right to this and find some candy and treats and stuff in it. But it's a really nice box. So I told him the other day, I'm like, I ended up listing that because I was clearing stuff out at Christmas, making room for Christmas decorations. And some of the stuff I decided not to put back out. And this was one of them. So I sold that for $59. I do free shipping on this Etsy store. So I had to pay shipping, but it wasn't very heavy. Excuse me. And then I had this. So I think I've told you guys before about these people down the road who have stuff they put out every year for free. It's just they put a table at the end of their driveway, and they just put a bunch of home goods stuff on it. And this was part of the stuff I picked up from them for free. I got I think I told you guys that cast iron teapot from Teavana. I sold that for like $78. This was $49. Like, this stuff they have is always extremely nice stuff, really good quality stuff. So I sold that. Oh, here it is right here. This Teavana, $139 with shipping. It did go to Germany. So, but it was only like this big. Like, it was not a very big teapot. It was pretty small. But I think you guys saw that one because I think I was live at the time when I did that one. So that is what I have sold recently. Nothing really spectacular. I mean, a few of those Etsy things are pretty good. I mean, Etsy, you can get such higher prices on Etsy than you can on eBay, in my opinion. That's what I've seen. I can list something on Etsy and list it on eBay, and it will sell quicker a lot of times on Etsy if it's a vintage item than it does on eBay. And I think just the clientele that's on Etsy is just different. But I also do the offsite ads, which means if somebody is searching for a Teavana cast iron pot on Google, then my item on Etsy is going to come up in their search. And I'll pay 15% more, but I'm all right with that because I charge more to offset that. Well, that's about it, folks. I don't really have a lot to say today. I'm going to finish up my inventory today. I just have these, hold on, right there. This P1 and this one right here, these two, and then this one that I got next to me. That's all I got left to do. I've already done all of these. You wouldn't believe the empty totes I have because I also take the time to combine. I've got empty totes. I had some stuff on the floor here. We had somebody come and work on our furnace. I have up here radiant floor heating that my husband had installed last year, the year before, and it for some reason it just wasn't working right this year. So we had them come and take a look at it, and they fixed whatever the problem was. And I said to my husband, "Do I need to move any of these totes?" Because when he put them up, I had to move all these top totes. And he goes, "Oh no, you don't have to do anything that. I would just suggest moving anything that's on the floor out of the way." And I said, "There's nothing on the floor. I have taken care of everything that was on the floor, and they are now all in totes." It is just it is really, it's so liberating. It is so liberating. It just is a good feeling knowing everything is where it needs to be. It just feels good. Now I've got all this, and actually let me show you. The other thing I did, let's see if I can, I don't know how long this cord is. Hold on. Okay, so let's see if you can see. All right, can you see over there? So right here, this tote, all of this over here, not the fun dip, all of this is all stuff that was in my totes for eBay. So I do retail arbitrage, or I mean, not eBay, yeah, for eBay. I do retail arbitrage. I gotta fix myself. I'm all messed up. All right, so I do retail arbitrage for Amazon. And every now and then I'll get something and I'll be ready. Yes, I'm not always quick at sending stuff in like right away. It might take me a couple weeks. And when I go to send it in, the price tankers have hit and the price is already tanked. I've actually purposely sometimes taken that pause because in the past I would send stuff in and then it would be price tanked and then you got to wait it out. Sometimes you got to wait it out a year before the price even bounces back up to normal prices. So in that whole time frame, you're paying storage fees, and then it's a lot of times I end up pulling the stuff back. Then I list it on eBay. So as I was going through, I was taking my little scanner here. I have a tab open for Inventory Lab, and I am scanning stuff and adding it and checking and seeing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this has gone up to $40. Rate had gone down to 12, and now it's back up to 40. And so I've added that, and I've got quite the shipment. I'm hoping I can get this. Probably was today's Wednesday, so probably today I'll get that finalized and packaged and shipped off. But I probably won't ship it till Friday though, because my husband is going to be gone till then, and I'd prefer him to lift the box, the heavy boxes, with my shoulder being still the way it is. So yeah, so the amount of stuff that I've been able to pull down from eBay. So I will say, I told you I was going to wrap up stuff here. Let me just check and see how many items I currently have listed on eBay. So I had about 2,000 items. I now have 1,721. That's how many items I took off to send to Amazon. Quite a few. Greg says it does feel good to clear up space. It feels so good. And I have a death pile. I don't know if you guys saw that. I think I've showed it to you before. I do have a death pile. And my goal now is when I get this done, once I get that Amazon done, right? So 3 totes left, get Amazon out of the way. Then I'm going to just clear what I got here, put all this unlisted stuff into some totes. Hey, good morning, Claudia. I'm going to put that all into totes. And then I'm going to stick it over here. And then I'm going to start taking a tote at a time and just going through it and deciding whether to list it or to donate it. and I'm going to be really picky on what I list. I did pull out a ton of party supplies. So I took down anything that I had that was party supplies, which I think some of you probably saw me package some Hello Kitty party supplies recently. I decided those have been listed for a while. My pictures were really bad. They really need to be redone. But I'm going to probably just try and sell it as a bulk lot to maybe somebody who does like flea markets or something. But I've got a ton of party supplies: wedding, baby shower, wedding shower, birthday themed, baby's first birthday, boy, girl, gender reveal. Like, I just got so much party supplies that yeah, I think I'm just gonna see if anybody like locally wants to buy it in bulk. I just decided I'm not gonna take the time and relist it. So I just want to get rid of it, honestly. So if anybody wants any party supplies, let me know. Just pay shipping. I'll ship it to you. Um, then then I'm just gonna start clearing out that stuff and clear that out. So I've really been thinking about, hey, good morning, Michael. Thrifting Goomba. Make sure you guys are following him if you're not. If I'm really trying to decide whether or not I want to get my printers printed somewhere else or if I want to do it myself. If I decide I'm going to do it myself, I want that whole area where my death pile is, that's all going to be cleared out, and I'm going to have a whole different workstation set up over there to do any of that printer stuff. If I decide to go that route, I'm still not sure because I'm still doing a lot of research. There's so many decisions I need to make, and I'm really just on the fence and having a really hard time making decisions, as well as my business name. So I've been called Red Barn Planning, and after doing research and everything else, I'm not sure if I want to keep that business name or if I want to change it. So I'm having a really tough time even with that, trying to figure out even just a business name. But right now I'm focusing on this eBay inventory. And then once I get through all this, then I'm going to be more focused on the planner. I started off a couple weeks ago focusing on the planner. And then I was like, listen, my mind is so cluttered right now with what's happening down here with eBay that I really need to get this under control before I can clear my headspace and just focus directly on that. So that's really what I'm doing. Plus, my whole planning stuff is really going to be more of a April to October thing for me. I know they sell mostly in this time of year, but working on them is going to be in that time period more than this time period. I'm going to still focus on eBay. So I don't know. We're going to see. Who knows? You know me. My mind's always changing. Hey, good morning, Timothy. Doyle Warehouse. How are you doing? Actually wrapping up here because I'm going to finish up my my inventory. I'm just yes, it's very liberating. That's the word. That's how I'm feeling. Like, but let me tell you before I go. Look. So I have these little chocolates that I got at Christmas time. Okay, and when I treat myself every now and then, I'll treat myself and eat one of these. Trying to be good at my sugars. Which, speaking of sugars, so I've lost some weight, and I went to Kohl's last Tuesday. My mom and I went to Watertown, and I went to buy some new shirts because these shirts, like, see how, like, these are just getting too big. So I wanted to get some shirts that are just a little smaller. And my gosh, the price of clothing has gone up so much. So much. Like, there's shirts that I don't buy, but my mom would buy. Every year they're on sale for like $8.99 at Kohl's. If you shop at Kohl's and the Women's, you probably know what I'm talking about. They're always like $8.99. They got like floral, whatever. So they were on sale and they were like $18.99. I'm like, what happened to the $8.99? They're more than double. There were just normal shirts like this that, I would expect normally to pay like, maybe 19, maybe 20. These were like something like this was like $39 on sale. Ridiculous. So anyway, so look, something ate this last night. I think it's my cat. I think he came up onto my my desk and ate one of these chocolates. Hope he has a bellyache. He ate my chocolate. I don't think it's a mouse because I don't think I have mice in here because he's a really good mouser, like really good mouser. But yeah, that's sitting there. I gotta yell at him. He won't know why I'm yelling at him. I love Lindt chocolates. Hey, good morning, Jen. How are you doing? I know. Stephanie, a friend of mine, and she follows me here, reached out to me yesterday. She's like, I haven't heard from you. What's going on? So I said, oh, I better make sure I do a show today. It's only an hour long show, so not too busy. I've just been really busy. I just got so much going on. This show's probably going to be changing quite a bit in the future as it warms up, and I'm going to be traveling, so I'm not going to be packaging on Mondays, and just things are going to be different. I'll pop in and give you guys updates on how things are going, but it's just going to be different content. Anyone know of any resellers on Long Island? I think Tommy's not in here anymore. He was in here earlier, but I think his friend lives on Long Island. But I don't know him. Crazy, yes, crazy prices. Weird cats don't like chocolate. They don't. So maybe it's not not my cat. So this is not the first chocolate that has been eaten. I had another chocolate, but only a little tiny piece of it was eaten. But at the time, I had it on my floor. So I think it was the second one. But I had this sitting on my floor. And one morning I came in and there was like a little like a part of his head. It was a snowman, but like a piece of his hat was eaten. And my husband said, I think it's a mouse. And I said, I don't think we have mice. I don't see any droppings. I don't see anything that would make me think it was mice. So I don't think so. And this cat, he is a hunter. Like if there was a mouse down here, he would have gotten it. Like he's really, really good. So I don't know. And now that it was up here, I'm really thinking it was the cat. Well, I don't know. Guess I could put up a game camera. Maybe that's what I need to do. I put a game camera on my desk so I can watch it at night and see what it is. It's not a bad idea because he's not really using his game cameras right now. I was starting to worry about you. Oh, I'm fine. I know somebody thought the storms I think, was it you, Holly, that had sent something, asked me if from the storms. We didn't get that storm that came up the northeast. We didn't get that. Squirrels. I hope not. Not in the house. We do have a lot of squirrels and chipmunks. Well, of course, I don't see the chipmunks in the winter, though. I see the squirrels. I think he lives in Staten Island. I think he lives in Staten Island. But what's the other guy's name? Who goes to Taco Bell all the time? Why can I not think of his name? I think he lives in Long Island. But I don't really know anyone else. I know somebody who lives in Long Island, but he's not a reseller. A friend of mine named Tim. Hedgehogs. We don't have hedgehogs here. We don't have hedgehogs. We've got groundhogs. Krillin. That's his name. Krillin. Here we go. Krillin. People are all saying it. This was a little behind. You never know. I know, you never know what's down here. Things get in. Now, if we didn't have the cat, I highly would say it probably is a mouse. But I mean, I guess it still could be, right? Maybe there's a smart one that's maybe it's like Tom and Jerry. Jerry is very smart, staying away from my cat Pip. What do you need a reseller in Long Island for? What's that? What you got going on, Michael? You have to drop me a line. I'm curious. Got my interest going. All right, 9:00. I'm gonna sign off. See you later. I might be back on Monday. What is Monday? I don't even know my calendar. Oh, Monday's Valentine's Day. Hey, maybe I'll come back wearing all red. Yeah, maybe I'll do a show on Monday. We'll see what my sales are like. So, all right, see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Bye.